Hey, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, world. It's a pleasure to be streaming this game with you guys, Jamaica versus Colombia. That's just Jamaica's very first time in the round of 16 in the World Cup here. That's a tremendous opportunity for Jamaica. These reggae girls have worked really hard to get to this point. So let's see how it goes, right? Congratulations to Colombia as well. I mean, the men's side have been very successful in previous years in some editions of the men's World Cup, but this is a first as well for Las Colombianas, the Colombian women playing in this World Cup. So again, this is gonna be interesting. If you just tune in, this is the Soccer Family Zone with Coach Baptiste. It's a pleasure to have you on. Like I said, 0-0. We're in the eighth minute. Colombia versus Jamaica. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You feel free to drop us a link or chat as well and let us know where you're watching us from. We definitely want to have an idea of where you're watching from. Again, we're live here, so just feel free to join us, guys. I got to tell you, um, Colombia has been on the front foot here from the beginning of this game, so Jamaica has to really watch it and be very careful. Jamaica, Colombia. A lot of fouls in the early minutes of this game, just so you know. No, none of the teams want the other to get into rhythm here. Yeah. We can see the coach almost basically telling the regular girls to calm down. It's just on both sides. That's probably one of the strategies that they discuss as well. Whereas you don't let the other teams get into rhythm. So that's gonna be interesting to see. 10th minutes of this one. Shaw is back on the field after the foul. Game is a bit slower now because, like I said, they've both teams have been trying to keep the other ones in check and make sure they don't get into gear. The early minutes, Colombia was really pushing on the gas pedal, but now Jamaica has a chance to attack Colombia. Well done by the defender there for Colombia. Thank you for tuning in and watching with us. Jamaica versus Colombia. 12 minutes of this one. Uh, Caicedo getting tricky as well, but she's well known by the Jamaican defenders. I mean, she could not go anywhere with that one. Colombia trying to put some passes together, but you can see the Jamaican physicality. The Jamaican women are very physical, so which means when they're marking, they go all in. They don't give you the opportunity to turn them around and create an opportunity on goal that easily. So that's impressive to see so far. Gotta tell you, no single team have the game under control yet, because again, at the end of the day, none of them wants the other team to start getting too comfy so early into the game. Just so you have an idea, Colombia has 47% of the possession. Jamaica has 22% only, and you have 31% of the possession being uncontested here. So yeah, Colombia in the early moments still trying to attack Jamaica. Not happening. Caicedo on the left flank. She's forced back. Colombia's being patient. If you just tune in again, remember this is the first time for basically both teams at this stage of the World Cup. Very poor shot attempt by Colombia. Spencer, the Jamaican goalkeeper, grabbed the ball very easily. Round of 16, Colombia versus Jamaica. You have Perez in goal for Colombia, Arias Guzman, Arias and Ospina, or the back four for Colombia. Center defensive mid, Bedoya Durango and Carabali. And then you have your center attacking mid, Uzme, left winger, Santos, right winger, Caicedo, and then lone striker, Ramirez. Those are, or this is the lineup rather, for Colombia. And then for Jamaica, you have Spencer in goal, Wiltshire, Swaby, the Swaby sisters, Alison Swaby and C. Swaby, and then Blackwood on the left as a left back. And then the four midfielders, you have Brown on the left, Simpson, Spence, and Carter on the right. Two strikers, Shaw and Van Zenten. Obviously, Coach Donaldson is the head coach for Jamaica on the bench, and then Coach Abadia is the head coach for Colombia. Colombia, Jamaica. Thank you for tuning in to the Soccer Family Zone with Coach Baptiste here. Pleasure. Always a pleasure to be with you guys. Jamaica, Colombia, 16th minute. I gotta tell you, I'm still excited to see how Colombia unpack the Jamaican side. That's very tidy, very organized. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But Colombia has to be careful for Jamaica's swift and deadly counter-attacking as well, because Jamaica has some extremely fast players and very, very, very efficient and clinical. Khadija Shaw can put this game away at a moment's notice. So they got to be careful. What's going on, Instagram? We're here live on YouTube. Jamaica versus Colombia, 18th minute. Jamaica 0, Colombia 0. Very interesting game. Hope you guys can join us on YouTube and click on the link to follow along with us on YouTube. Colombia is really trying to establish themselves in this game. Jamaica again defending, but Jamaica is extremely good defending. So Colombia has got to be very careful for all the possession that they have something to show for it at the half here. If not, Jamaica can come back and steal this one in the second half. But again, we all knew coming in that Jamaica is very tidy on the ball. Jamaica is very compact and well organized. So it's up to Colombia to figure out a solution on how to unlock this Jamaican defense. But it's an interesting matchup. The Colombians, very technical. Discipline as well, by the way, in terms of tactical discipline. They respect their shape. They're in that 4-2-3-1 formation. They go to their wingers a lot, trying to isolate on the flank. And then once they double you up on those flanks, whether on the right or the left, they cut inside. Caicedo cut inside quite well. So Jamaica got to be very careful because Santos is extremely effective on the left flank for Colombia as well. By the way, Jamaica has the ability to play 4-2-3-1 as well, which they did in their game against France. We saw that. And that's one of those counterattacks that we were talking about. 20th minute, Jamaica just tried, but great recovery by Colombia, trying to go up top. Nope. Jamaicans won the ball in the defensive third. Again, guys, feel free to join us on YouTube. We'll periodically check in with y'all on this Instagram. Soccer Family Zone. We'll see you guys over on YouTube. See you guys soon. There's a foul, by the way, guys. The game has stopped right now, so we're seeing the Colombians getting in a huddle, trying to talk to one another. Brown is the Jamaican player that's down as a right midfielder. Coach is also talking to Bunny Shaw. We see Spencer very animated as well. Lots of discussions here on how to keep each other at bay. Let us know where you're watching from if you are tuned in. The chat is open. We have the Swaby sisters that we're seeing. Brown is on her feet, so hopefully it's nothing serious. Especially at this stage of the World Cup of this competition, we don't want to lose any player due to injury at this stage. We're here for the spectacle. We're here for the entertainment aspect of this game, so it's always better when you have all the top competitors there. Jamaica versus Colombia, 0-0. Ball recovered by Jamaica. Again, the Jamaicans went up top. Shaw just trying to pressure the Colombians right back, which is Arias. And Jamaica got basically their first throw in here. Remember earlier in the game, I told you that basically Colombia was leading in terms of possession. Well, it's 47% versus 22% for Jamaica. So not much has changed there. Again, we know Jamaica can operate without the ball. The question becomes then, can Colombia make a difference for all the possessions that they are having? Jamaica's attempt to cross was blocked. There's a foul by Brown. It's Arias that's down. Yeah, Brown landed on her toes there. Game still stopped. That was Carter rather that fouled Arias. Blackwood and Carter discussing things again. Loads of communications between the players, so that's tremendously great to see because soccer is a game of communication where the players on the same flank, same side, they have to be on the same page just like the rest of the team. However, constantly discussing what you see, what you don't see is also key here. Jamaica versus Colombia. What a game. I gotta tell you guys, this World Cup has been a hit, has been a success for women's soccer globally. England got through to the quarterfinals. I told you guys on my previous live on Instagram that this Nigerian team was not to be slept on. Well, they missed an opportunity, I feel. Nigeria should have made it to the quarterfinals, but England held on. Kudos to England because England played down one player for a good bit of the game, but Nigeria was not able to capitalize and take advantage of that. Surprisingly enough, it was James that got sent off, one of England's better players to say the least, but she should have kept her cool, her composure. Silly foul by James. But 0-0, that was the score, and then they went to PK, where the Lionesses had their way and won the game, moved on to the quarterfinals. Denmark is in the quarterfinal as well, 2-0 game. I think the Danish squad is quite impressive. So remember, quarterfinals is going to be 8 teams left. Every single round, you have less and less teams. So it's becoming intense now. The pressure is really going to start getting to some of these players. That's where now it's going to become more mental than anything else. Because at the end of the day, you will have played 7 games in what seems long, but is a very short period of time. Because all these games are high intensity game. What a turn by the Colombian striker. She was brought down. That was Ramirez. Blackwood brought her down. Ramirez is asking the ref for a card. Yep, that's a yellow. No, that's a talking to actually. The ref did not give Blackwood yellow. Oof, what a lovely turn by Ramirez there. She turned and dragged 2 Jamaican defenders with her. Mm, interesting. You're watching Jamaica versus Colombia. What a game so far. Both teams are trying to keep each other at bay. So it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna pull away. There's a foul. The game has stopped, just so you guys know. Corner for Colombia. They played it short. Oof. That was a dangerous one. Ball went back to the Colombian defense. I don't think Spencer even got a touch on it. The goalkeeper for Jamaica. I don't even think she got a touch on it. Caicedo's attempt to take on Blackwood did not succeed. The ball went out of bounds. So it's a throw in for Jamaica. Blackwood left the ball for Swaby. We hear a lot about Alison Swaby, but her sister, not so much, which is who is actually Chantel Swaby. Yeah. She's playing for Fleury in France, actually. So, pretty good player. 5'11, very tall. Born in Hartford, Connecticut. The Swaby sisters have been the anchor for Jamaica's defense. Jamaica 0, Colombia 0. If you just joined us, 30th minute of this game. Again, the game, I think by design, is not a high intensity one for now because both of these teams are very careful with one another, and both of these teams are trying to prevent each other from really gaining dominance when it comes to this game here. Jamaica, Colombia. 32nd minute, another foul, yet another foul. Like I told you guys, it's just one of these games where neither of these teams want the other to gain dominance or really start flying away from the other on this one. They really want to make sure that whatever the game plan is for each other, they cancel it out. And Bonnie Shaw is just um, so fit, so tall. It's amazing. What an athlete. I think if Khadijah Bunny Shaw stays healthy, she might end up being one of the top goal scorers in the World Cup because this is her second World Cup actually. So who knows how many World Cups she will play. Blackwood on the left is having some issues because remember that's the flank that Caicedo is on. Arias is also there trying to push up. So it seems like Colombia is attempting by design to attack more on their left flank, which is I'm sorry, on their right flank, which is Jamaica's right flank. So that's quite interesting. It looks like it's by design. 34th minute of this one. Jamaica versus Colombia. One of the last matches of the round of 16. We have a problem in equipment going on. One of the Jamaican players is down, asking for some shoes. There's there's Colombian fans celebrating, obviously. What wouldn't be? This is the biggest stage of the game here. I think it was Sraby that was down, having some issues with her shoes. Throwing for Jamaica in Colombia's final third. Well, the ball went out of bounds again, but this time for Colombia. You do have some Jamaicans in the stadium, even though it's a Colombian full stadium here. 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup is in Australia and New Zealand. Melbourne Rectangular Stadium is the site for this World Cup round of 16 matches or match. I think Ramirez just committed a foul, but the ref let it play. Ball went out of bounds. No, it's a corner. I don't know what's going on with the ref. That's the second time we've seen the players kind of get upset at the ref for trying to rush them to get off the floor. Which, I mean, again, we're in the 36th minute of the first half. I don't see how a player would be wasting time unless the player's really hurt right now. So it doesn't make much sense as to why the ref would be rushing them. But different refs, different ways of managing the game. So far, I think the ref has been in control of this one. Blackwood as a defender is extremely active early on in this game on both sides. So it's a corner. She switched from Jamaica's left flank to the right flank. We have Santos taking the corner for Colombia. It's a dangerous one. It's an in-swinger. Santos. Ball still not cleared by Jamaica. Danger for Jamaica, man. Oh, no, no. Really bad shot by Carabali. Was really close on goal, but she couldn't get on the turn there. Again, Jamaica has been on the defensive end of this one. Spence was one of the better Jamaican midfielders. We basically haven't seen her all game long because she hasn't been on the ball. Has not been on the ball really. Just so you know, whoever wins this one is gonna play England in the quarterfinals, and that game is going to be the 12th of August. August 12th. England versus potentially Jamaica or Colombia, based on whoever wins here. It's going to be an interesting quarterfinal. Imagine the Reggae Girls versus England. A lot of the Reggae Girls currently play in England. Shaw is one of them. Yeah. Shaw currently is playing for Manchester City, 26 years of age. She's literally 6 feet tall. So yeah, she's extremely tall, extremely tall. But not many crosses for her today. That's her game, where Jamaica build up nicely and then they get up top and deliver some good crosses in the box. But we haven't seen that yet today because, like I said, Colombia has been maintaining the bulk of possession. Yeah, another bad pass by Jamaica by Chantel Swaby. She's kind of frustrated that Blackwood couldn't get there. But Jamaica has got to be patient as well and learn to suffer together as a team because it's not going to be that kind of a game for them where it's easier uh, because of their size. Again, Colombia is extremely good on the ball, so that means the Jamaican press is not going to be as effective today than it is versus other teams that are not so good technically on the ball. The Colombian player is down. There's a foul by Swaby. It's one of those frustration fouls. Yellow card. Like I was mentioning to you, Shaw is currently playing for Manchester City. I don't know where the foul is. I don't see a foul. Nah, there's no foul there, ref. Come on, let alone a yellow card. Swaby actually hands made contact with Ramirez's mouth, and it wasn't even anything serious like that. It was just when Ramirez was turning, trying to dribble past her, it just happened. But that's kind of an unfair situation. Why? Because now you have a center back sitting on a yellow card. At any given moment, she might get a second yellow, and that's a red. So that's when you go back to that unfair yellow as the first one and say, well, maybe if she didn't get it, then she would have been fine. But getting a yellow in the 41st minute of the first half as a center back has got to impact your mindset as well because you can't go as hard into certain situations because you do not want to be sent off from the game. Clearance by Jamaica. The second shot is bad by Colombia. So Jamaica will get a chance to restart play here. Spencer, I believe, is playing for Tottenham Hotspurs. Again, a lot of the Jamaican players on the field, they currently plied in the British top flight for women's soccer or women's football. Yeah, Rebecca Spencer's 32 years old, and yep, she's had quite an interesting career as well until she stopped at Tottenham Hotspur and made it her home. If this is your first time on the channel, we want to thank you. Please make sure you subscribe and do share the channel with some family and friends. The Soccer Family Zones, where we'll discuss everything soccer. Colombia has 53% of the possession, while Jamaica has 47% of the possession. Yeah. 42nd minute. Colombia versus Jamaica. Again, if you are not with us on Instagram, we've mentioned how this wonderful game has grown so much from the women's side. It's quite interesting to see. The rise of women's soccer has been very much a phenomenal thing to witness. Blackwood, meanwhile, just conceded a corner to Colombia. The level of play, the intensity is unheard of. This Jamaica team that we're watching right now, their first appearance in the FIFA World Cup was in France in 2019, and they lost every single game, and it wasn't pretty. And now here they are. Fast forward to now, they're playing in the round of 16 of a World Cup. If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. I don't even think Colombia was in the last World Cup, if I recall properly. Colombia wasn't even in the last World Cup. But they've grown so much since then. Colombia's trying a trick for their first corner here. Nope. Spence got it under control. Spencer got it under control for Jamaica. Rebecca Spencer. Just want to give you guys an idea of the round of 16 matches that have played already. Spain beat Switzerland 5-1 to move on to the quarterfinals. Japan beat Norway 3-1 to move on to the quarterfinals. Netherlands defeated South Africa 2-0 to move on to the quarterfinals. You have Sweden that moved on from the US 5-4 in penalty. That was a huge game. And obviously, yesterday, England defeated Nigeria. And Australia yesterday defeated Denmark. My apologies on that. So, Australia defeated Denmark. While we were talking, Spence, the Jamaican midfielder, just got a yellow for a foul on Caicedo. Uh, it was one of those tactical fouls, it seems. Just pulled it down. Completely unnecessary. The Jamaican players have got to be careful here and not let their frustrations get the better of them. I get it. They want to have to see more of the ball, but they're not seeing more of it. I understand, but you cannot let your frustration take over and you're getting into silly situations and committing silly fouls. Because in the end, you're gonna pay for those. By the way, Jamaica switched into a 4-5-1 formation where they just left Kadisha Shaw up front by herself here. Um, Jamaica just earned their first corner of the game. Jamaica can be really deadly on set pieces as well. As mentioned, Australia defeated Denmark 2-0. So Jamaica versus Colombia right now is 0-0. And then the last round of 16 match is France versus Morocco. That's going to come in at 7 a.m. today. So today is the last day for the round of 16, and then the World Cup get back on Thursday. So we'll get into that later, where we'll tell you the games that are coming up for the quarterfinals. Oh, Shaw had an opportunity for a header, but she missed. She was off balance, and the ball went out of bounds. That would have been one way to end the half. Jamaica 0, Colombia 0. We're playing the injury time now in this one. Ball played by Ramirez. Ramirez looking for, nope, dispossessed. Jamaican players kicked it out for throwing. Ramirez has had to come back quite a bit as a center forward, just like we saw Shaw do it, because they're not getting out of service, both strikers. Danger for Jamaica. Caicedo in the dying minutes of the first half. She just dribbled past one of the Jamaican players, but great recovery by Swaby. Ball played by the Colombians again. That was Arias. Arias back to Carabali. Entry pass is good. Good turn by the Colombian player, but that's gonna be a foul by Ramirez here. That's Van Zenten actually. Van Zenten who came back to fight and help Jamaica. Van Zenten is 21 years old. College player. Is playing for Notre Dame here in the U.S. Jamaica has a lot of American-born players. Danger for Colombia. Great job by the Jamaican goalkeeper to prevent Brown from opening the score here. Perez had to come from her lines. Well, ladies and gents, this is it for the half. We'll come back for the second half of this game. We'll see you guys soon. Jamaica, Colombia, 0-0. See you guys soon, right? For the second half.